Okay, well, so now we're going to transition to our last part of our show and do a little on-air activity. So I think what I'm going to do now, I share my screen and let's select. And I'm going to take us to my SDR console. And can you see my screen?
I sure can.
Okay, so now I'm going to turn my volume up. I'm going to unmute up here. And can you hear the audio?
Yeah.
Great. All right. All right, so what I was going to do first, I won't make this very long because our show has been a longer one today, but I thought what I would do first is take us into the CW portion of 20 and see if we can tune in on the J38R, Julia 38 Romeo, and check out the pileup. So here they are right here. And I'm going to zoom in. And then I'll bring us back to the center. So here he is, right? Or they are, he or she. And I'm going to move him over to the left a little bit so that I can see where the split offset is. Oops, a little bit too bright. Let's put it right there. So my hunch is that what he's doing is he is. So he's running split. Now I'm not pointing his direction. Let me see if I can turn my antenna to where he's at. I don't see him listed on my.
Because you've got a directional antenna, right? You've got a big hex beam with a rotor and a rotor control, and
I do indeed. So I'm gonna head down in the 100-degree bearing range. Right now I was at about 50.
And this is another. We were talking about spots before, but this is a great use case, right? Because you know that this person is on this frequency, and you know what part of the world they're coming from, right? So you can, in order to zero in on them, you can just turn your antenna towards them, and that's just going to immediately improve things, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. I mean, if you have a beam antenna, the benefit is that you have very strong, or by design, stronger front to back and a weaker side to side. Mm-hmm. So you can zero in and point at the station you want to try to hear. So J38R is in Grenada. And for me, that's somewhere between 100 and 130 degrees. And so I just generally went in that direction. Now, somebody here is tuning up on our listening frequency. J38R is running split. So you can see my mouse?
Yep.
Yeah. So the transmitting stations are here and perhaps here. I'm going to assume, now it could be that they're trying to work this M0 station in Great Britain. So I don't know if these folks up here, but these down here are transmitting, trying to work J38, who's listening up 6, 7, who knows how many. But this person doesn't realize it, and they're transmitting, calling the station on their calling frequency.
Mm.
So
right, because J38 is, although they're transmitting on 14 megahertz,
023,
yeah, they're not listening to that frequency, right? They've got their
they're listening up here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's just say 025. So I'm not seeing a whole lot of activity here, so who knows why. See, they're coming back here now. So when they come to life, that's when J38 has basically said in Morse code, listening. You know, they sent their call with the letters UP, up.
Mm.
And when they send that, that's code. That's a trigger or an indicator for all of these stations in the pileup to start putting their call out, and hopefully they'll be heard.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know where he's listening.
How do you know how far up? Is it just standardized?
No, well, it's not standardized. It's when they say up, it could be anything from 1 kilohertz to 5 to 10. And this is one of the benefits of a scope and a waterfall, because you can listen. Now, I'm not hearing them that well right now, so my propagation into the Caribbean is just may not be that good at this time of day. But if I could hear them, I would then hear them say either up, UP, or TNX for thanks. And when they say TNX, you then look for the next one, and then who do they respond to? And let's say it's this one right here. Well, 14025 is where I want to be. So I go to 025 because that's where you happen to be listening right then. Right, that's so a trick.
Really, it's a game of listening and patience and trying out some different things to figure out how to make this happen, right?
Yes, it typically is. And so let's see what's going on right here. Let's see if we can. Let me just look over here at my. There is Guernsey on voice. Victor Papa. Let's just go up into the voice segment.
Listening to all of those CW signals there at slightly different frequencies, it's almost like music.
Yes, it is. Let's just
and
zoom in here.
Those are different. We hear them as different tones, but really it's because they're transmitting at just slightly different frequencies, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, the higher or lower pitch is not on zero beat. They're off frequency, and so their pitch changes. I was just seeing if there's any juicy DX around that we might work. What's the TK9 here? All right, right here. Let me just see if I can. I gotta turn my. Yeah.
And now, are you putting your radio into split mode to do this operation?
No, I'm not in split right now.
Okay.
I'm just listening simplex and just seeing. Here's a KL station. Let me see if I can get this. Now this guy, I'm gonna point to the north though. Let me just go up here. Okay, so this is a quickie. This is a guy up in Alaska. If you want to look up his call, but we'll get him. Oh, he didn't get me. Yeah. Good. So that was just a quick seat up, but I didn't have my my own monitor tone up. I didn't turn the volume up, so you didn't hear it.
But we could see it on the scope.
But,
I mean, or at least we could see. I don't know that we saw exactly the CW, but we saw when you were transmitting, because it cuts out, right? It cuts out all the receive.
Yeah. So I was just going to bring him up here and just see. Where did he go?
And what's the call, by the way? It's a little fuzzy on the screen.
Yeah, it's Kilo India 6, Romeo November, stroke KL7.
And that stroke KL7, how?
Well, he's portable. That? Yeah, he's originally from Sixland, and so so he's originally from California here.
I see.
For some reason,
but he's operating as if with a KL6 kind of a prefix. Is that
KL7?
Is that right?
Yeah, he's
KL7. Sorry, KL7.
Yeah, KL7 suffix. So he's up in Alaska.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right. Well, let's see. Here's a Italy station. Let's see if we can get this guy. I don't know. Thought I heard him there, but. So just before we go up to a voice segment, let's just go right here again. I just want to show you. So here's J38R again, and here's the pileup. Right, so all these stations, so he's listening presumably from 024 all the way up through 029 probably,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he's here, so they're all listening on his 023, I guess it would be. So that's how you play.
He's got a whole band of frequencies here that he's listening to, and potentially, right?
Yeah,
it's not,
he'll just spin
it's
around.
It's not just one frequency, right? It's up. It could be any one of these frequencies, and everybody's trying all of them.
Yes, I mean it's yeah. I mean it's a gamble, and he may stay in the same place, or he may jump around just to work different folks. And
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it took me a while. I got him here on 20 yesterday, and it took a while for me to zero in on where he was at because he kept moving.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but he finally got it. Okay, so let's before we wrap up here, let's make a queue on voice. Let's see if we can get anybody on 20. And I don't see a whole lot of activity here.
Yeah, just looking. I just had we talked about this before, but DX Heat, they have a nice chart here, and it was not looking great.
Yeah, we'll go to 17 now.
Yeah,
not great. Let's see what's going on here. Unmute.
How many watts are you running?
Hear the pileup.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that might be the J38R again, and they may be down here and they're running up 10 or something. I don't see him spotted here. Let's see. I'm just looking at my other spotter program. Okay, let's look up here.
That's a crank up tower, and it's been down for several weeks.
And in CW land down here, here's Switzerland. Let's go down to CW and see if we can get the Switzerland station. Hotel Bravo here. Yep. Yep, we'll get them. Okay, here we. Oh, I got to turn my amp on. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Yeah, we got them.
Great. And what was the call?
Hotel Bravo 9, Charlie Victor, Quebec.
And you said that's a Swiss call?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Name, John, QTH, Seattle. Again. A BK for break. RST. Name. Oh, RST. He wants my RST. He gave me a 579.
That's pretty good. Into Switzerland.
Yeah. Now he's saying 7.3.
And how many watts are you pushing right now? Okay.
900. Okay, so he wasn't. That'll be my last for today. But so he wasn't really interested in a long exchange. He wanted my RST, readability, strength, and tone. He gave me a 5.7. I gave him a 5.7 in return, and then he said 7.3. I didn't hear the rest of it. Thanks for the cue or something. But anyway, 7.3.
Excellent.
And yeah, so we click. But that. So let's just look him up real quick, and I can just do it right here. And
if you want, I can pull it up on the stream.
Oh, can you not see? I'm showing my screen. Oh, yeah. Why don't you put it up and I'll stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there we go.
So it's Hotel Bravo 9, Charlie Victor, Quebec.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, if you go to detail, you can see the map, and then yeah. So he's just outside of Zurich. And if you look down, just look to the left there, you see distance 5,240 miles. Now, truth be told, I didn't have to run. I ran power primarily because for this demonstration, I want us to be heard so that we can, we have something to play with. But he was loud enough. Probably is a case I could have, a couple of 100 watts would have been sufficient, but anyway, I just ran that much.
Yeah, that was great.
Anyway, yeah, that was kind of fun.